Hello learners, I welcome you all to Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapeeth, Pune. My name is Professor Toshi Dave and today this is our course code OMBAIML 306 as well as OMBBA 306 and the title of the course is R Programming for Data Analysis and Visualization. So today, this is our unit number 6. We are going to cover unit number 6 and the title of the unit is Data Frames. Let me share you my screen first. Okay, I hope that everyone is able to see the screen. Okay, fine. So in the previous session also, we had already discussed about what is data frame. So I would like to toss the question to the audience that what is data frames? Anyone from the audience would like to answer the question, like what is data frame? They can unmute themselves. Okay, fine. Just let me continue then. Okay, talking about data frames, let me give you the introduction of data frame then. Data frame are the part of data structure, okay, and they provide two-dimensional arrangement of data. Okay, this means that data frame arranges the data in the form of row and column or in tabular format, they arrange the data. Clear? Now, data frame can have rows as well as column, and each column can have different vector. For example, if my data frame name is DF, okay, and in that data frame, I will be having, for example, I'm having three columns in that one of my data frame. Like I'm having student ID, student name, and student's marks. Fine. So these three columns will have different types of vector. For example, student ID will be of numeric type. Okay, student name will be of character vector type, or we can say that string vector type, and as well as student score will be in form of numeric vector type. Okay, so this is why I told you that in data frame we arrange data in form of rows where rows and columns where each column will have different type of vectors. Okay, let me take you to the R Studio to show you the practical implementation of this. Okay, in one of our unit, I had showed you how to create the data frame. Okay, so to create data frame, you all need is data.frame function. Just hold on, let me show you. Okay, so this is how you can create a data frame. Okay, so to create a data frame, all you need is a variable which can hold the data frame. My variable name is data frame 1. And to create data frame, I need data.frame function. And in that frame function, I need to give different vectors. Okay, these vectors are none but the name of the field or they are the name of columns. Like there will be a column named as name, there is a column which whose name is age, there is a column for vote as well. Okay, so name, age, vote are all vector, variety of vector. In fact, like you can see that name is of string type vector, name is having a string type of vector, age is having numeric type of vector, and vote is having logical vector values. Okay, so if I execute this so as you can see that arrangement of data has been done and the arrangement is done based on tabular format. Clear? So as you can see in the console that name itself, name is arranged in form of column 1, age is placed as column 2, and vote is placed as column number 3. So this is how you can create your data frame using data.frame function. Clear? So now here again, okay. So here I'm going to show you a somewhat different way to create a data frame, which is none other than the previous version. But what I have done is I have just bifurcated the steps of creating the data frame. Okay, so as you can see that I am having three vectors, namely student ID, student name, and test scores. Okay, student ID is a numeric type of vector. Student name is of character type of vector, and test scores are numeric type of vectors. Fine. So now to hold all these column value, to hold these all columns, that is student ID, student name, test scores, I'm going to create a data frame variable that whose name is student data. So student data is the name of my data frame. Now, student data frame will contain ID, student name, and test scores. Now, the thing is that in that student data frame, what I want is the name of the columns will not be look like as a student ID, student name, or test score. Rather, student ID will be displayed as ID, student name will be displayed as name, and test scores will be displayed as score. Let me show you how. Okay, now if I execute student data, so here, as you can see, that's rather than displaying student ID, it is just having values for the column name ID. Okay, this ID. Student name is replaced with name, and test scores are replaced with score. So this is how you can create a data frame. Clear? Now, importing data into R, and to import that data, see, although we create or many times we what we do is we collect the data and store that data in Excel format. Okay, so because today's unit name is data frame, so how to experiment with data frame, this is what I'm going to demonstrate to you. Okay, so here, again, I had created the same data frame name, that is student data, and I want to write some data into that data frame, that is student data. So how to write values into that data? What can I do is that, see, this was the thing I can do. Okay, these are also static values, but whatever values I have written are placed in RStudio only. Those values had not been stored in any of the file. Okay, any of the file or document means those values are not stored as a file. Like they are not stored in Excel format or are not formed that is .xlsx. Neither they are stored in .xls, neither they are stored in .csv or any of the text document. Clear? To store these data frame value in as a file. Okay, so for that you need to create the file, because I am going to create this data frame as CSV format. Okay, so my prompts will be, my statements will be as per the CSV file format only. Okay, so after creating the data frame, that is student data, I want to write that student data frame to the CSV file. And the name of that CSV file is studentdata.csv. So this is the file which will be created on my local machine. And in this CSV file, student ID, its name and score will be stored all along with their values. Okay. So if I execute this, the file has been created. Okay, on my local machine. Now the thing is how I can import that data into the RStudio, because now this student data CSV file is placed already stored by us. I want to import again that CSV data into my RStudio. So for that, you need to write that read.csv, because the file extension is CSV. So read.csv and the name of your CSV file, and hold all those values into the data frame imported data. Clear? So if I execute this, And if I show you what is the output of imported data, you will get each and everything about from that CSV file. Now, the fact is that our file was only having ID, name, and score. Okay, so from where this X has been come, this X is the default value set while we were writing into the file. Okay, in the writing into the CSV file. So don't worry about this X. This is the default parameter that is set. That is in case if user forget to write the numbering, to provide the numbering. So whenever you are dealing with any of the CSV file or any of the XLS or XLSX type of file, by default numbering is provided to you guys. Clear? Now, next thing is how to explore the data set. Now you have the data set, how will you explore it? So to explore the data, we have three functions that we can use to explore the data. So the very first function is that head student data. Head function will display all the first rows of any of the data set or any of the data frame. Clear? So if I execute this head student data, you will get first five. Although this is a coincidence that already my file is having only 5 rows. Clear? Next thing is to explore data, you will require to know the summary of the data. Summary of the data is the thing which will give you output in terms of descriptive statistics. Okay, descriptive statistics, as you know, that is the part of identifying the minimum value, maximum value, median value, then first quartile value and third quartile value. Fine. So this is how summary is displayed about any of the data set can be accessed. Next is structure of the data set. Now to see the structure of the data set. Now what is structure of the data set? Structure of the data set will tell you that what type of values are any column has acquired. Like for example, my ID column is having numeric type of value, my name column is having character type of value, and my score column is having again numeric type of value. So this is what the structure is, as well as how many total number of columns are there and how many total number of records are available in this will also be mentioned when you execute str. As you can see, there are 5 observations of 3 variable. 3 variable means ID, name, score. These are the column names, and total there are 5 records. So it is technically known as 5 observations. Clear? Now, next. Because my data frame is the collection of heterogeneous type of element, my data set is the collection of heterogeneous type of vectors or lists. So what to do if I want that specific column? How to access that specific column? So for that, you need to use the data frame name followed by $sign, and after that you need to write the column name. For example, here your data frame name is data frame 1, okay? And you want to access this age. So how you will access this? You need to write data frame 1 $symbol age. So writing this, you will get the age out of data frame 1 variable. Likewise over here also, in student data, I want to access the name of the student. So for that, you need to write $symbol. Okay. So student data is the name of my data frame variable name followed by $symbol. And I want to access name from data frame. So if I execute this, I'm getting name. But if I write directly name, it will give you error. There is no such object found. Clear? Because there is nothing like name. Where it is available in the data frame. So to access name, you will require the name of your data frame with $symbol. And after that, you need to write the name of the column. Clear? Next. If you want to access directly the column based on their names, then you need to use attach and deattach functions. Listen to me carefully. I'm going to repeat it again. That if you want to access the specific column from a data frame, so for that you need to use attach or deattach. Attach or deattach function. If you are using attach, because we are dealing with data frame, so while using attach function, you need to mention the data frame name, that is student data. Now if I execute this, fine. Now after attaching, what I will get, directly I had called the name variable. This name is will directly give me the values that are acquired by the name column. Now, if I want to execute, if I want direct access to the column score, I just need to write score only rather than writing as student data dollar score. Why? Because I had executed attach function, which allows me to give direct access to me, to the user, so that user can directly access the column values based on the column name. Okay, it's like rather than using your father name every time in your name, you are using your self name itself. Clear? So if someone name is like for example, if someone name is Ram Dashat Sharma. Okay, so Ram is the name of the student and Dashrath is the name of his father. So how to connect it? So to rather than every time using the name Dashrath, if I use directly name Ram, it is accessible. How it is possible? By using attach keyword. Fine. Now, if I use detach, then what will happen? In case of detach, now you will not be privileged. You are not privileged anymore. Rather than using column name directly, now you need to write the data frame name followed by dollar symbol and followed by column name. Like this. For example, earlier, when I had used attach function, I was able to use name and school. Now, if I write name, what will happen? Object not found. Why it is saying so? Because we had detached from the data frame. Clear? Now, if I want to access name, again, I need to write that student underscore data dollar symbol name. Now, name column is accessible to me. So this is the proper way through which you can access the data frame and its column. Clear? Next. If you want to provide filter on the data frame, like you want only some of the values of out of the data frame. You don't want all the values. Rather, based on your condition, you need to extract some of the part or a section of the data frame. So how you can do that? So for that, you need to use the square brackets. Okay. So for example, I want to filter the data of those students who had scored above 80. So how can I do that? For that, I need to use the name of the data frame, that is student data. And because my data is arranged in form of row and column, that is, it looks like data frame, row, comma, column. Okay. So okay, so student data is the name of my data frame. And because I want to perform this filtration on rows, so in where row is written, I need to put the condition that where student data dollar score is greater than 80, comma blank. This means that I want all the columns. Because I had not mentioned any of the column name, this means I want all the columns, and from rows, only those rows will be displayed which are having score greater than 80. So if I execute this now, So I will get the information about the high scorers. Okay. So 85 is greater than 80, 92, 97. All these values are greater than 80. So I'm getting rows based on this condition, but I am getting all the column values based on these rows. Okay. So this is how you can provide filter, or how, this is how you can extract the information from data frame. Okay. Now, next comes plot. Okay. Now, what is plotting? Talking about plot, see, plot is a function which is used to plot a graph, whether it is scatter or bar graph or any type of graph. Okay. As well as plot function is the part of this base package. Okay. So if you want to plot anything, if you want to plot anything in form of graph, that is the part of graphical representation. So plot is the function which is used, and this function is the part of base library, base package. Likewise, similar to this, we also have qplot. Okay, qplot is again a function which is similar to this basic plot function, and because this plot function belongs to the R base package. So qplot is generally used to create and combine different types of plots. Are you getting me? Qplot stands for quick plot, and you can combine any of the plots if you want to plot them. Like for example, this is my qplot example. On x-axis, as you know, graphical representation, we will have x as y and y-axis. On x-axis, I want ID, and on y-axis, I want to plot score. Okay. So based on that, if I execute this, okay, because qplot necessarily deals with ggplot. Okay, so let me install the library, that is tidyverse. Just hold on. We will come to this library after few minutes. Okay, so so this is our qplot. Okay, so here, as you can see, if I zoom this so this is how plot looks like. Okay. So as you can see, on x-axis, there is student ID, and on y-axis, score has been displayed to you. So based on ID, score, intersection, dots has been provided to you. Now, if you want to customize this because it looks boring, okay, so to customize that, you can use again same qplot with some different parameters, that is xlab and ylab. Okay. So again, I'm going to zoom it. Now, as you can see that, just hold on. Okay, so here it is. Okay. So this is the customized qplot visualization. Here, RAD stands for student whose name is A. This green is standing for student whose name is B, and this blue is for student C. This green is for student D, and the last, this violet or lavender, whatever color you call it, this value is for student E. On the right hand side, you will be seeing the legends, okay, of the graph. Okay, so based on student ID and test scores, data has been available to you guys. Okay, so you can use qplot. Okay, and the one more benefit of using qplot is that qplot can also get associated with ggplot. Okay, so you can also use that. Now, next thing is, I want to see that which score is having the highest, which score is having what frequency. Like, for example, frequency means that how many times that score has been occurrences, basically. Okay. So as you can see that here, 85, 92, 78, 66, 97. All these test scores are having single frequency. Okay. I'm changing it. Now, every other score is having frequency 1, but 85 is having frequency 2. Fine. So now if I execute all of this, because we had updated our data frame value, fine, to see that which score is having high frequency, or to see the frequency of each of the score, we need to use the table function, okay, which will give you the frequency of each of the score. So here it is. So 66 is occurred once, 85 is occurring twice, 92 is occurred once, and 97 is also occurred once. So this is how you can see the frequency or the occurrence of each of the score you want to see. Clear? Now, coming back to the presentation, next is tidyverse. Now, before we go further, let me show you something. Now, this is the most important thing. Okay, this diagram is very important to understand the concept of tidyverse. Okay, so now talking about tidyverse, to install the package tidyverse, you need to write install.packages tidyverse. Let me show you how you can do it, because I had already installed tidyverse, because these packages take so much, consume so much time to get installed. So I had already installed it. Okay, you need to write install.packages tidyverse, and you need to wait after that for some period of time. And to ensure that whether the tidyverse has been installed or not on your system, you can use library function to view it. Okay, because I had used a function qplot which belongs to this package, so this is why I'm already having tidyverse. Clear? Now, if you see, when I executed library tidyverse, just hold on. Okay. Okay, so here it is. If you see this from my point of view, you will come to know that tidyverse is the very fundamental type, not fundamental, but tidyverse is an advanced type of package in R. Why? Because tidyverse supports total 8 different packages. It is the collection of packages. Okay, so in tidyverse, you can by default, if you install tidyverse on your system, by default you are installing dplyr, forgets, ggplot2, lubridate, pull, readr, stringr, tibble, and tidyr packages along with their latest version, as well as the version of tidyverse is also available to you, that is 2.0.0. Clear? So coming to this diagram again, see, what we do generally in data processing, or what we do in data analysis is, very first thing is we import the stuff, that is import the data set. Clear? So while importing data set, we can import data set using readr. Okay, to clean the data set, we can use tidyr or tibble to clean our data set. Okay, cleaning means removing NAs, NaN, detecting outlier, treating them properly, and so on. To handle the data wrangling, you will require dplyr, lubridate, forcats, and stringar. To create the raw R script program, you will require purrr. And to visualize the data, you will require ggplot2. Okay. Now, because in data processing, there is a step of data wrangling and data transformation for which we use dplyr. Okay. Dplyr is the very, what I can say, dplyr is a very interesting package. Why? And it is very useful also. Why? Because this package in R is basically used for data manipulation. Clear? If you want to manipulate your data, so you need to use dplyr. Next is tidyr package. Tidyr complements the dplyr package. Okay, it boosts the power of dplyr. Okay, how? dplyr is used for data manipulation and pre-processing. Okay, so tidyr allows you to see the spread. You can use various functions to see how much data is getting spread all over the among the data set. Okay, if you want to separate the values, you can separate it. If you want to unite the values, you can unite it. Okay. Next is stringr. Stringr, as the name suggests, it deals with the strings. Okay. Now, playing with the string is little bit tricky challenge. Okay. So, stringr is the one which is associated to string manipulation function. It provides string manipulation function to you, like converting string into lowercase, uppercase, and so on. Fine. Next is forcat. Forcat basically deals with the categorical variables or as well as factor variable. Okay. Next is if you need to import data or if you need to manage the data, you need to use the readr package. Okay. Next is tibble. Tibble basically deals with the data frames in R and it can convert your data into data frame. This is the plus point of tibble. Fine. Now, next is purrr package, PURRR. Okay. This package is the complete toolkit for enhancing the R's functional programming. That is, if you want to deal with the raw programming, if you want to program your source code using R, and for that you will require raw programming techniques. So for that, PURRR, that is purrr, is available to you. Okay. Next, for your data visualization and exploration, we have ggplot2. Earlier, I showed you how to install ggplot2, which was a single package. But if you install tidyverse, by default, you are already installing ggplot2 library. Okay, and as you know, that ggplot2 is used for data visualization and exploring the data. Clear? So, this was all about the tidyverse package. Okay. If you have any question, you can ask, and I am sharing you my feedback form link. Okay. Uh, thank you for paying attention. Have a happy learning. And to dive deep into the concept, you can go to Swayam portal. Okay. And I hope that you will implement these things practically, because in your next semester, you are supposed to complete project using either R programming or using Python programming. Okay. So just have a grip on all these concepts. Have a happy learning. Stay tuned.